All right, we are live. So welcome back to Dapp University. So today we got a lot to talk about in our live stream. We're talking about a big update coming down the pike for Ethereum that signals that the ETH 2.0 merge is coming soon and what you need to understand about that. Okay, we're going to look at that. We're going to look at a lot about the new updates that have happened in this space. It's our live stream on Friday. Check out the crypto markets, answer some of your questions, and a whole lot more. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to master blockchain step by step, start to finish, then head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to start today. All right, so we got people jumping in the chat here. Let's just see. My live streaming software is only showing me top chat. It's not showing me the actual thing here. Let me see if I can pull it up at my... I was going to call out the people jumping in, but... my button's broken. Let's just see here. All right, here we go. We got Culturized, Automatic Beats, Above Realty, Devon Shoe, Adam, Dale. I'll say Venture Warrior, Robert. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's jump into this. Let's talk about a big update coming down the pike for Ethereum that's signaling that the Ethereum 2.0 merge is coming soon. Okay, so first of all, what we're talking about here, I'm sure most people watch this video understand, but I always like to assume very little knowledge about what's going on in the crypto space. The Ethereum 2.0 merge is basically upgrading Ethereum to the next phase of Ethereum 2.0, where we turn on proof of stake so that Ethereum becomes a staking asset, a yield-bearing asset, where you lock up your ETH to help secure the network, and you can earn a passive income reward for doing that. Okay. So this is one of the biggest, upgrades in the entire blockchain space. It's been a long anticipated event, okay? And it's going to happen relatively soon on the grand scheme of things. I'm talking about an updated timeline for that based on this new information that has come out, okay? So let's pull this up and kind of explain what's going on here. So the Ropsten testnet upgrade to proof of stake is estimated for June 8th. So what is that and why is it important? How does it give us some clues into when the Ethereum 2.0 merge is going to happen? Okay, so again, the merge, what it is basically taking this second blockchain that is working right now, that's running proof of stake, that's like Ethereum 2.0, and it's merging it back into the blockchain that everybody knows and uses today. So if you trade ETH, if you're using OpenSea, you're swapping tokens on, Uniswap with your MetaMask wallet, you're using ETH 1.0 right now, and this separate blockchain, ETH 2.0, is going to get merged back into Ethereum 1.0 that everyone's using now, hence merge, the two become one, okay? So, it's an insane task to take a live blockchain that has, billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars secured on top of it, and merge it with another blockchain that's got billions of dollars secured on top of it. Okay, and so in order to do that, you have to really make sure that everything works properly, because the live environment pulls money on it. We've seen how disastrous some things like the Terra incident could be over the past week, and so you really don't want to screw this up. So what are some of the necessary protocols for doing that? Well, you do it on a test network that basically works the same, okay, where there's no real money secured, and then you practice that on multiple different test networks before you actually go perform the real merge on the live networks where there is people's money. So that's what's happening here. Estimated on June 8th. So why is it estimated on June 8th, and how does that give us some clues on the timeline for when the actual real merge is going to take place? So if you look at this GitHub README here, this is from Tim Bako. So this is from Tim Bako in his GitHub repo, talking about a lot of the FAQs, frequently asked questions for the Ethereum 2.0 roadmap. Talking about the merge, what is it, all that type of stuff. Let me just put a link to it in the live chat replay here. You all can grab this if you want to read more about this, okay? But this kind of goes over all the details of the merge, what's going to happen, and it goes through all the necessary steps. So like shadow forking, and then doing it on the test networks and then doing on the mainnet. And here are some clues to the merge timeline. So when will the merge happen? So there's no official date for the merge yet. What we're talking about. I've got some estimates. I'm going to give you my updated estimate here in a minute. Basically, only a date will be set once client teams are confident the software implementations have been thoroughly tested and are bug-free. Any date announcement will be communicated on blog.ethereum.org. So, but what needs to happen before the merge, okay? So they talk about all the things that I need to do. Here, let me just find out. I had a spot in here that I was... Yeah. So they talk about all the pieces that need to happen. And basically, after we figure out the client's work, I have no issue with the shadow forks, which we've been talking about. The next phase is to go through these practice merges on the test networks. And right here, so that's the phase we're going through right now. And then once these have been successful and and been upgraded, remain stable, then a time will be set to upgrade on the Ethereum mainnet. Okay, so basically, we are at the final stage of testing things before we can comfortably flip the switch on the Ethereum 2.0 mainnet merge, okay? So, how long is it going to take? Well, we're doing the Ropsten merge first. We're going to have to go through a couple other test networks, okay? There'll be several of these, and then we have to just make sure they keep producing blocks, that they undergo stress tests, that there's nothing wrong there. I expect it to be a multi-week process, okay? Could take even a little bit longer than that. But what do I think it's going to do for the timeline? Well, people have been talking about the timeline for Ethereum 2.0 merge all year. A lot of people are anticipating Q2 of 2022 that would happen, before the end of July. I made videos a while back saying I didn't think that was going to happen, that was too ambitious, that there's too much work left to be done for it to ship in that timeline. I think with what we're seeing here that, keeping our expectations, well, after that, I always said that, hey, let's just keep our expectations inside of 2022, okay? And now I'm thinking that it could be very realistic that, we could see it in Q3, all right? And if not Q3, then early Q4 of this year. And that's huge because right now, we're talking about a time where people have infinite reasons to be bearish in the crypto space. We've got something to really look forward to because, whenever we do merge, we're going to have a deflationary asset most likely with Ether because of the fee burning, the staking, yields are going to be locked up for a certain amount of time, okay? So I think, months and months and months after the merge. There's all the details about that inside of here because there's a cleanup here that has to happen before that becomes liquid, okay? And now, so let's talk about the estimate on the Ropsten. So this is an interesting thing that I think people have to understand. That's pretty. It's different about the ETH 2.0 merge than previous merges. So one reason that even when they decide that the merge is going to happen, they're still going to have an estimate on when the actual thing goes live. Here's why. And it's always kind of an estimate, right? But previously, whenever you have other upgrades to the Ethereum network in the past, they would say, hey, it's going to happen to this block number. And it's a lot easier to figure out when a block number is going to happen because, you can figure the block time, which still has some variance in it, but you can determine pretty much a greater degree of accuracy when that block's going to be mined in the future. Well, basically, let's just see here. Hold on a second. But basically, they don't do it based on block time. They do it based on the total, the terminal total difficulty of the network. Okay, which is going to have quite a bit more variance in it than the block time itself, and that's why even when they determine what that terminal total difficulty is going to be, it's really hard to precisely predict when that date's going to be in the future. So that's one of the reasons that the Ropsten, merge is estimated for June 8th. Okay, it's hard to know exactly when that's going to happen, but that's probably when it's going to happen. And then likewise, once they set that for the Ethereum mainnet, we won't have we won't 100% sure on when it's going to happen because that, that threshold is really hard to forecast with a high degree of accuracy. But yeah, big picture, this is moving us a lot closer to the merge. It's not going to be Q2, I don't think. After I saw these updates, I was saying within this year. But now that we're seeing some of these testnet implementations, it's pushing my expectations ahead a little bit where we could see it in Q3. So that's welcomed progress and is, accelerating my expectations somewhat. Now I want to be careful here because, incredibly complicated software is always hard to estimate. All right, that's true of any real basic software project. And just multiply that problem times a million when you're talking about blockchains that secure billions of dollars of funds and, can't really change once you've put it out there. All right, I'm going to try to look at my chat here. I have to view it in a separate window because for some reason my live chat replay here is just not loading the messages. I'm not sure why. Okay, let's see here. So this is 32 Ether to stake. Natively on the network, you need 32 Ether to stake, but there will be lots of staking pool opportunities. Can you contract stake Ether? You can. There are definitely risks involved. I'm not telling you to do that, but there are lots of options. It's Rocket Pools, Lido. Does the contract address need to be the same address as running the node? Not necessarily. Where can we find remote blockchain jobs? There's lots of places. You can use blockchain-specific job websites like cryptojobless.com. You can also look at just regular job websites like Indeed.com, Monster.com. Is it easy to run a node for a non-coder? It's not easy to run a node for a non-coder. You could do it. It's going to require some serious instruction following. What do you think L2s can take advantage of new ETH upgrades? Immediately. After notice set up how difficult is maintenance. Basically, the only maintenance required is upgrading your client software whenever that, takes place. Okay, so let's check on several other things going on in the space right now. Let's go ahead and check on the crypto markets. So yeah, we had things are relatively flat over the weekend. Okay, ever since we made that recent low in the Bitcoin price and Ether, we wicked down to. Let's just pull up a more advanced, sophisticated chart here. Okay, so with Bitcoin, we wicked down to, let's see here, 25K, basically. All right, which is really fast. I mean, I think, I think what we saw last week was definitely a combination of lots of things. Of course, we've got the pretty poor macro environment. Again, don't pretend to be a macroeconomics expert by any stretch of the imagination, but it doesn't take a genius to see what's going on. If inflation's not good, that broad stock market's down like crazy. Okay, there's so many problems, and it's hard for crypto to escape all that stuff. But and that's why I think we've seen this slew of red candles. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see here. We're on number 8 right now. But we had 7 red candles in a row for, I feel it was the first time in Bitcoin's entire history that's happened. So anyways, this wick down here though, I think the macro environment's been a big factor in what's been going on since the start of the year for sure. But this massive wick down here, I think, was a huge factor, was the Terra Luna situation. And we've seen so much Bitcoin get sold. I can't remember what let's see, we just saw, I think they sold 80,000 Bitcoin or something like that. And of course, lots of people are saying, well, hey, they sold 80,000 Bitcoin and the market was pretty resilient, but those are probably OTC deals. Like, they're not just going in and dumping it on Coinbase or Binance or Kraken. Like, they're probably doing, other deals, which we could see play out in the Bitcoin price, in the coming days or weeks. So, there's a lot of people trying to call a bottom right here, right? I think it's pretty dangerous to try to call a bottom right now with things so shaky. I think we're seeing more data come out that's making the stock market kind of panicked. I think we saw some manufacturing numbers come out this morning that were not great. Let's just see here. Yeah, things still pretty rough in equities. I just don't think we're gonna see crypto rip off to new all-time highs or anything like that until a lot of this blows over. So I think the expectations on the table, at least in the short term, are gonna be some bearish chop or a range, right? It's really hard to see a situation where crypto is just going to make like this V-shaped recovery. I mean, I think the only situations where we'd see that type of thing are as if we saw like a pivot, like we got a confirmation that inflation peaked for sure in March, right? And then basically we get some sort of Fed pivot or something like that, and they just kind of instantly go risk on. But I really just don't see things just bouncing back that fast. I think we will see some kind of recovery here. Well, I say that if we see some kind of recovery here, I don't think it's going to be just like instant. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. So culture, I was saying, is like to call this an accumulation phase. Yeah, we could enter into some sort of accumulation phase. I mean, there's lots of people who are just super bearish and are like think it's going to be down only. I really don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I really could see the levels that we wicked down to having a lot of buying support even when conditions are bad. Okay, which makes me lean towards the direction of what we're talking about here, like a potential more long-term accumulation. I mean, we could see more downside, right? But unless the bigger economic picture just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, or like crypto regulations get slapped on us really hard or something like that after the Terra Luna disaster, which causes crypto to have even more of a panic. I just don't think we're quite ready to assume that we're just gonna go into something way worse than what we have now. But it's really hard to tell. Again, it's not investment advice. I'm not telling you to buy or sell based on any of this information. That's just kind of how I'm looking at things, how I'm playing it. It says $1 million investment in Luna last week is now worth $3. That's pretty crazy. This is range between 28 and 39. I could see that. It says Bitcoin logarithmic regression curve has bottomed out. Even if there's downside, it'll be short-lived and we'll see another rally. Yeah, maybe. This is a lot of negative regulatory conversation in Congress. Yeah, I definitely think, I think we're going to see more conversations like that happening, especially after what just happened. But yeah, definitely. So, anyways, so we released another tutorial on Friday. You all should definitely go check out how to code a DAO. So that's one thing where I see adoption definitely continue to take off is inside the DAO space. Okay. Because it's something that really hasn't seen this big adoption just yet. I think we're just scratching the surface for what's possible with decentralized autonomous organizations or DAOs. Okay, so you can definitely check this out. And right now, especially, is a perfect time to double down on technical skills. It's always been a great time, even during the bull, frenetic bull market craziness. It's always been a good time, but now especially is a good time for people who are, kind of figure out what do I do now that the space has kind of gotten a little bit quieter and, number don't just go up. That's what I did during the 2018, 2019 phase of things, was really get my head down and double down on technical skills. And that was a massive investment that paid off like crazy. And what better way than to jump on the latest tutorial that we just put out on Friday. So definitely go check that out. So while we're seeing, investment funds blow up and, Web 2 company valuations get severely depressed, the Web 3 space is still continuing to grow. There's going to be lots of people building for the next generation of Web 3.0 applications. That's what happened last time was even when the space got super duper quiet in terms of crypto prices, like we were building everything for the next wave, and that's where the incentives are, and they all need blockchain talent to make that happen. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there for today. As always, smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That really helps these videos out so then we can learn about blockchain. And if you're as fast at this technology as I am, you want to get your hands dirty, how can you get started today? Well, you can go to my YouTube homepage. You can find those free courses like I was just talking about. You can check out that DAO tutorial that we just put out on Friday. We got lots more there pinned to the YouTube homepage. And if you like those videos and you want to take the next step, or hey, maybe you want to take a master shortcut entirely, I can show you become a blockchain master step-by-step start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You don't have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real-world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. And until next time,